All right, everyone. Elizabethwarren and Bernie Sanders have been going at each other for, a few months now, actually. And in the wake of the narrowing of the field, they realized they had no choice but to lash out at one another in order to try to actually be nominated. Elizabethwarren has said, like, well, Bernie lied about me, and he says, well, she lied about me, and they're grumpy, they're unelectable. Basically what Warren tried to do is be the second most fanatic person in the race. She was trying to be the sane revolutionary, the safe revolutionary. Well, I'm the revolutionary that can get elected. Bernie Sanders is just a little too far out there. It's like shoe on head. Put out a little info thing the other day on Twitter. And it was trying to convince Elizabethwarren voters that they should flock to Bernie as opposed to Joe Biden. And then the way that you do that is you have a matchup. And you say, well, at least if you artificially fix for these issues being the ones of import, she has more in common with Bernie Sanders than Joe Biden. Now, I don't dispute that, of course, but that's because she stole every platform of Bernie Sanders, minus a couple of the most far left, in order to make herself seem like the safe revolutionary. Then she packaged it up, divorced it of the term socialism, number one. Number two, slapped a lack of a Y chromosome on it and played sexist wedge issue games. I'm female, goddamn fucking vote for me, otherwise you love the glass ceiling and you're a misogynist and you hate women. That's basically what she did. She's a vicious liar, a lifelong liar. Nobody needs her endorsement, which is probably why I have a feeling at this point maybe Biden and Bernie both told her not to endorse. Maybe they told her, please, no, just drop out, it's perfectly okay. Let us have it out on our own. let us do this on our own. Please don't endorse me. That might have happened because she's so toxic. But the thing is, the fan bases are toxic too. It's like if you look in this election at the different sort of fan bases, you could probably rank them according to toxicity. I think the worst were Kamala fans. And they're still pretty toxic. They tend to be deeply sexist, against men specifically. Deeply sexist, extremely far left, hateful. There's a lot of loaded language that they use to try to project power, sort of like the shake the head and wag the finger sort of thing. Like, oh, nuh-uh, you ain't gonna get away with it, boys in second class sort of stuff. A lot of women's empowerment sort of language. Buzz terms, linguistic propaganda, to try to get people antagonized in order to get clickbaity. Warren and Bernie fans, I'd say, are about even. Warren fans are more likely to be sexists, and Bernie fans are more likely to be, I've noticed, oddly enough, homophobic. I've actually noticed quite a few homophobic remarks coming from the Bernie bros, and it's actually funny because Bernie Sanders has, to his credit, been pretty consistent on that issue. I don't know if he would like what his own fans sometimes say, or sometimes about women. There is a Bernie bro element. It's just one that gets overestimated by every, female that doesn't like Bernie Sanders. Anyway, she's decided to just attack his fans in general. Well, your fans keep bullying me and saying mean things. I've already dropped out. And I think that she's noticing that and laying the groundwork for an eventual endorsement of Biden. The Bernie fans right now are really goddamn nervous that she's going to come out and endorse. It's possible at any given time she will. I have a feeling that she's delaying either due to negotiating with one or both of the campaigns to see what she can get, or they told her not to endorse. They don't want that to happen. The problem is this. Let's say that Elizabethwarren backs Bernie. That could become a problem. It could backfire on Bernie Sanders, because of the interplay between their fans and the bad blood there and the fact that they just got done sparring. And Biden could come out and say, hey, yeah, I lost a couple of these states, but that's just because someone else climbed on board. It wasn't because Bernie was strong. And vice versa. Let's say she endorses Biden. Every Bernie fan, when he loses, which he probably will regardless, every Bernie fan will say the establishment fixes in. Biden's not winning because he's qualified. He's winning because the DNC is rigging it. That's why they paid Warren off or something. There's no benefit to getting endorsed by Elizabethwarren. That's the funny part. The other part is, of course, she might be holding out and saying, well, I've still got that 5 to 10% of voters. I could make or break this scenario at any time, dudes. You better give me some goddamn moolah. Pay me. Fucking pay me not to endorse your opponent. She might be doing that behind closed doors. Who knows? I just think it's funny. It's like, can you imagine Bernie Sanders has to drop, in an alternate universe, Sanders has to drop out. Can you imagine him rambling about how Elizabethwarren's fans are being mean to him? Oh my God, Elizabethwarren should really calm her fans down. They're bullying me. They're calling me a socialist and stuff. They called me an old dude. They said I had heart problems. They said they'd prefer to vote for Donald Trump. They said my taste in ice cream sucked. Can you imagine that? It'd be so funny, and it'd be out of character. But with Elizabeth Warren, she's exactly like Hillary Clinton. And it was funny because they used to say you were sexist if you noticed this. They even wear the same clothes. They literally, she took Hillary Clinton's basic persona and Bernie Sanders' basic policies, minus a couple that didn't make any sense whatsoever, even to elements of the left, took the name socialism off of them and said, hey, I'm the safe maverick. I'm the rebellious one, but the one that can be elected. Hey, kids, I'm one of the cool kids, but I'm also smarter than Bernie. That's what she tried to pull. Nobody should care who she endorses, number one. Number two, to hear her whine about bullying. Dude, your fans bullied everybody. Bernie fans, Trump fans, independent voters like myself simply pointing out she was unelectable. They'd go crazy. You're a sexist. You're evil. You're Trumpfler youth. You're alt-right. Extremist. And dumb shit like that. That's basically Elizabeth Warren's whole fucking pain in a nutshell. That's about all. Peace out.